I'm not taking the fairing off. It won't, I can't, there's no instruction manual. There's no instructions anywhere on the internet to take it apart. I think it has to come from the back forwards, but I'm really not going to bother. I'll clean everything in situ, I think. Now I've got to fight the battle of getting this bloody thing back in place. And I can't find any instructions whatsoever to help me take this bloody thing apart. There's just nothing, so I'm going at this completely bloody blind. I've got a new chain guard for it because this one's bent to hell, although it's never been actually taken off completely, I don't think. But all the mountings are all bent. Yes, and don't worry, she's paid for it. I know people are going to say something about that. That is one completely shot chain and very badly adjusted. The locking nut sees to the other locking nut. I don't want to forget or lose a spacer. I was dreading this because I knew it'd be a pig. Yay! You can now have a look, see how bad these brake shoes are. This will be good for a laugh. Actually, they're not that bad. They're a bit glazed, but there's nothing major. There's no wear in here. Loads of shit in there, of course, but there's no major wear in it. That's the back sprocket off. I've got to get the front one off now. By process of elimination, there ain't no. See, I'm always right. There you go. That's bad. There's a dirty, horrible, knackered chain. It was half seized. In fact, it was completely seized when I looked at it. I think I'll take all this out, you know, and just get the hose pipe on it, clean it all off. A new sprocket. How does that go on? Does it go and just slot on like that? What I'm going to do is the brake pads. 12mm socket. Which is very tight. I do need a new socket set because the one I've got is shit. 12mm socket. And that should pop the caliper off and the pads should fall out, which they have done. Oh, that was lucky. There's probably on that side less than 1mm on it. So they've been caught just at the right bloody time. So I'm going to wipe all the shit out of there. Yeah, there is quite a lot of shit in there. I could get a toothbrush in there. I have got a toothbrush specifically to use for this purpose, but I will put it back when I've used it. Now you'll probably find when you do this you'll have to push the caliper back, which sometimes is easy, sometimes it's a right pain. I should have done this with the pads in actually. It's quite free. That one goes definitely like that. And then we line that one up. Oh, that's a bit of a pig to work that one out. But it's now in, so that thing's got to go back even bloody further, the piston. I need a tool, that'll do. And then hopefully that'll go on here, and then I can put the bolts back in. Click, click. That's how tight it was. I've actually managed to get the right sprocket this time. That actually fits. So I've got to clean my nuts up, because there's nothing like clean nuts, is there? It's 10:30, right? And the missus said, well no, she didn't say. I said, do you want to watch a movie? So I put a movie on the TV, and within 5 minutes she fell asleep. And this is at 10 o'clock, and I said, you won't go to bed? Yes. I said, go then, without me? No. I said, don't be stupid, go without me and I'll go and work on your motorcycle. No, 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 no. Well, I'm not tired, what am I supposed to do? So I'm here working on a motorcycle, and she's gone to bed. And this is a 428-36T, if anyone wanted to know what it actually means anything. And that's got to go in there, and I've got to get my socket out so I can tighten these up to a tightness, and then I can torque them up when they get on the bike. So this is obviously the brake assembly. I think WD-40 in there is a good idea. I know people are going to say, well, you should be changing all the bearings and that. No, I shouldn't. Bloody work. What's the point in changing something that works? There's no play in it. This is going to be challenging. And don't laugh at my slippers. They were given to me. She said, wear these, so I'm wearing them. I'm not arguing with her. Someone's going to be watching this and say, oh, the easy way is you do this. I know there's probably a bloody easy way, but you're not here. And this video is going to be in the future when I've already got it in together. Right now. The wheel can go back on now. Oh, the front sprocket, yes, I've got to put the front sprocket on, because the one that I bought was the wrong bloody one. Of course, I've never worked on these, so I didn't even know there was a different size sprocket and stuff like that. But I hope the new one's a bit tighter fit than this one. That's a bit better, but it's still pretty crap. I can lift the wheel and put the spindle through the bolt thing. I can put the spacer on somehow and then lift that. And push that in. And then I can pull that through there, put the other side of the link on, and then the retainer has to go sort of opposite to the direction you put it on first, on the leading edge. Sorry, it goes over the leading edge like that. I don't even know if you can see that. If you can't, tough. Yeah, you don't do it like that. Yeah, it's I'm in bloody Thailand. You do it by whatever knowledge you've got. I'm not sitting there on the internet researching how to put a link in a chain, because that's how you do it. Now I can adjust the chain. That's all the way back. Which means that the link's got to come out. But I haven't got a thing. I don't know, you can drive it out with a hammer, but I could do it on there, on my pliers. Yes. That's actually quite a perfect bloody size. Put that on there like that, and then I can get the chain, carefully place it there, put my screwdriver on there and hit it. After breaking my thumb and part of my hand, I managed to do it, and then hopefully, yes it does, it'll tension there. I don't know, I'm going to have to look at the proper tension. Oh, imagine putting your finger in there. I'm going to have a quick look on the internet and find out what the tension's supposed to be. 20 to 30 mil, that seems very tight to me. I should actually get a spanner out, shouldn't I? Well, I will in a minute. That's 15. That's just a bit more than 20 mil. That's 22 mil. Click. The air filter. We've got a box here with an oil catch in it. So I think it's got to be behind here, hasn't it? Now, this has never had an air filter. A new one. So after 18,000 kilometres, I'll be interested to find out exactly what this looks like. Is this one of them things that you have to turn the wheel to a certain side, or that's just, is that the air filter? Yes, that's, oh shit, there's no clearance that way, and there's no clearance that way, so how the hell do you get this off without taking the mud guard off? It's not really the taking it off that's the problem. I mean, I can pull it, but putting it back on, I don't want to damage the new air filter. There's something on the top. Do I have to take the bloody mud guard off for this? Well, I presume that's the drain plug. I can't find anything to even tell me what the bloody oil capacity is in here, which is a bit of a shitter, but you know, I'm assuming this is the drain plug. I just hope this container is big enough. Just to prove I'm doing this by the book. This is the oil that was on the list to say that it was for a Honda Wave 110, which is what this is. How much is in here? A litre. 0.8 litres, apparently that's the right amount. The minimum and maximum is basically that line there. Perfect. Is that the right one? That ain't the right one. Right, get my Allen key. Oh, my leg's starting to get a bit bloody painful now. I need to stop. But I can't. This is for here, because it was missing. And I hope it's the right one, which has got a weird head on it. Oh God, it's one of them things. So that's going to be done up with the bloody jaws, isn't it? Because the other one was so battered and it's all bent and it looks shit, I thought I'd treat her to one of these. I bought this, I think it cost me £4 something. I presume that's the bottom one. This is where I find out that I'm supposed to have put it on before I put the bloody back wheel on or something stupid. That's gotta go like that. That's gotta go. This one doesn't fit very well. So I've got to lift this back off because I've got the front plastics to put on. This is the most worn plastic of all of them because it's right next to the gear change, and it's obviously the gear change is used more than anything. They don't use brakes in Thailand, they just, well, there's no need for them. How many people are cringing now? Tony's got a knife. There's my chain loop. Good stuff that is. And then you just rub it all over the casing afterwards and it makes it look nice. Well, you saw it's a new sprocket, it's a new front and back, it's a new chain. But why is it clunky? I've adjusted it. Why is it doing that? I think that'll ease up after a while. I think it's just because the sprocket, by the looks of it, is just big enough. It's not, the teeth aren't chamfered enough. The only things I've got to do now is the polishing. I think that's about it. Just the clean up now. I'm not going to bore you with the polishing, am I? Right. Oh my god. I've never ridden one of these. Well, I sort of have. Oh my god. Wow, it's actually working. It does feel weird to me. Oh my god, I don't like this gear shifting. It's a bit violent. Wow. Oh, it's only got 4 gears. I don't understand the appeal. I don't quite get it. But, I mean, for the missus. Anyway, good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another fantastic day on planet Earth. I'm out testing this underwave thing. I've got to go around the outside. Oh my god. I'm going for it. Although the vibrations through my feet are massive, something's out of balance. I can't see through the mirrors with the shaking. I can see why people go slow on these now. It always feels like there's a problem with it. It's got a basket in the front. 90, 2, 3, 90, 4, 90, 5. I ain't doing it anymore. Bloody hell. Oh, it takes a lot of getting used to. I keep forgetting there's no breaker here. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going home and I will catch you next time. And I'd like you to remember that life is definitely worth living on this amazing earth. All you've got to do is get out there, do what makes you happy, do what makes you smile. Well, do what anybody else does.